Oh yeah, it's been a month since I've driven this. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Well, at least a better day than I'm having. So let's hop right into it. I broke the Pioneer. Don't ask me how I did it or what I did, but I finally broke the Pioneer to where I can't physically drive it. Now actually, the Pioneer is just fine. I broke the portals. And let me show you what I mean. So when I pulled in, I saw this going all the way down the tire. And this is all gear oil, specifically portal blood. And then there was that. I come over here and I look around, can't figure anything out, and boom. It looks like something might have, I don't know, got in or come out. I mean, the metal's out. And I have a nice hole in the CV boot somewhere. So pretty interesting. So I called Super ATV because these things have a lifetime warranty. And I'm not sure if they're going to warranty it or not, to be honest. So come along with me real quick. Let's pull this portal off. We'll get it drained. We're gonna take the top off and look what's going on the inside. And then we're gonna ship it off to Super ATV and see if they warranty it or not. They said it's at their discretion. I don't know how you get a hole there. It looks like it's coming out, but I could have hit something going in. I don't know. But anyways, enough talking. Let's get working. There we go. See the hole. So for those of you wondering, here is the oil, nice and glittery. The big chunks of the blue stuff is Loctite that fell down, but there's lots of glitter in there. Let's see if I can get the debris on there. It's definitely not the same portal blood. Look at that. So it's my first time ever opening one of these up. Let's get in here and that was easy. Maybe not so easy. Okay. Oh, so we've got, well, there's a hunk of something. Some more there. The gears look okay. Let's see. This one. Nice. Oh, we got some marking there. Like something got pinched in there. Looks like something came through. I can't tell which direction. It's peeled out there, but it's also peeled up there. Huh. Well, we'll get this, send it back to Super ATV and see what they say. If they're going to charge me or they're going to warranty it. So stay tuned. And let's go. The good thing is these things really haven't leaked. So we're doing good there. And just like that, we're back. Well, kind of. Let me explain the timeline here. It's been about 3.5 weeks. So I mailed this portal off on a Wednesday and Super ATV got it on Monday. I figured I'd have to minimum buy new bearings and the seal, and they would just fix the case and whatever's going on with the gears. And that's not the case. They actually sent me a brand new portal right here. This is not the original one. Friday of that week, so literally a week turnaround time, no questions asked, and I received it the following week. Talk about lifetime warranty. Good on you, Super ATV. That was great customer service there. The next thing to do was the boots. on the axle. And this is where I got a little frustrated. Super ATV says the Rhino 1.0 axles, and that's why I run on the front of the Pioneer, are obsolete. But they still sell them on their website. So they don't have rebuild kits, and it's not worth me spending $230 on a new axle when I just tore the boot. So I went ahead and I tore the axle down, took some measurements. They were helpful in giving me the appropriate measurements, and I found a boots off of, I forget which car this is, but I will post the part number in the description, that should fit the axle. So let's go ahead, let's flip over to the axle, let's get that reassembled, and I'll show you how I took it apart, and that way we can get back on the Pioneer, and then we will go ahead and start reassembling the Portal, and I can actually get to drive my Pioneer. I haven't driven it in a month, it's driving me up a wall, it's just sitting here on jack stands, so let's get the axle reassembled. Okay, so when you buy this boot kit right here, there's your part number, it comes with a new boots, it comes with some snap rings, the bands, and some grease, and that's it. You're gonna need one of these tools for the bands, make your life easy, it's not required. My tool doesn't have the piece to cut off the extra band right there. And so I got some snips and then a hammer for the clips. So to get this apart, what I did is I went ahead and I cut the boot off, so you got your axle, and it kind of goes in like this. I took a brass punch, and this is what moves, if you can see that. And I tapped all the way around here the best I could to pop it out. And the reason I went real easy is if you look on here, there's a surge clip. And I didn't know if I'd be able to find one of these. So I actually got this out because I knew this kit didn't have it without busting it. And as you can see, it's kind of marked up where it rubbed out, but I got it out. So in order to reassemble this, we're gonna put the grease in, put the boot on, hopefully this fits. Now this boot here is 0.1 inches smaller diameter on the axle side and on the CV side. So being that's rubber, we should be able to make it fit. So let's reassemble this so that we can get the Portal back on the Pioneer and get that set up. Now that we got the boot on, and I got the grease cleaned off, I'm gonna put the bands on. So here's the banding tool. What you do is you take your band, just feed it in, like this. We're gonna set it right on here. Just kind of pull it taut to begin with. Feed this up, and there's a notch. Let's see if the camera will show you. You're gonna put it on. Pull it tight. You're just gonna wind it, put some tension on it. This will keep all the contaminants out. Then you're gonna bend it up. Now normally, if you had a fancier tool, you'd have something to cut it the right length. I'm just gonna release it just a little bit. Pull it over, still keeping it tight, and then you bend the tabs down. Just like that. I'll take this and just snip it. With that one done, all we got left is the back one, so we'll get that done. Get this axle reinstalled. And that's it. Let's see. There it is. Take a file, a little sharp edge there if I can. Got a little grease to clean up. Not too bad for my first time doing it. Now let's get the Portal back together. Back here over on the Portal, I'm going to kind of cheat. I'm going to go ahead and put my drain plugs in before I put it on the vehicle. I also want to fill it while it's on the workbench. It just makes my life easier than doing it down there. So, got my torque wrench out. We're going to hand start this bottom drain plug. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and torque this down. Doesn't take much. So now that I've got the portal completely full of fluid, before I can put it back onto the Pioneer, I'm going to go ahead and take these bolts. They are a little corroded. Mind you, I'm in Arizona. I do a lot of water crossing. I'm going to take a wire wheel, just clean them up real quick before I mount them. While they're off, it's a lot easier because you do have to torque these down. I went ahead and laid everything out. I'm not going to go over the step-by-step instructions on how to reassemble this because, well, I did a whole video on assembling the portals front and rear. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead and look back there. I'll put a link in the description below. So I'll fast forward through this. Not a lot of bolts going on here. There's a few things you got to kind of watch for. One is your axle spacer needs to go on. Now the axle I did already put in, it just slides in. And then when you're doing your hardware, 3 of the 4 bolts on here are the same. There is one different one. It goes up here in this top right hand corner. And the other thing I need to double check before I install this is the brakes. So this is a completely new portal. On the old portal I used 2 spacers, which are right here, or shims as they call them. So they measure at 0.06 of an inch or 0.03 each. So I'll double check the brake caliper before I tighten everything down, and we'll go from there. So let's go ahead and start the music. Goes pretty quick in time lapse, huh? Honestly, it only took me about 20 minutes to do this. The last thing we have to do is get the tire on so I can get off the jack stands. And we get back to driving, break in this new portal, like I said, about 30 miles, pull a tire, change oil, and we'll get going from there. And that's it. It took me about an hour, maybe an hour and a half to get everything done. I took my time, got everything nice and torqued down. So the only thing I have left to do is drive it, break in this portal, change oil in 30 miles, and then I'll be back on the same schedule as the other portals. So let's talk about this lifetime warranty. Well, it was super easy. Like I said, I mailed it out on a Wednesday. They received it Monday. They had it back in the mail on a Friday. The hardest part of this whole project was getting the axle apart without breaking the circlip, and then finding the CV boot. And like I said, I'll put a link in the description below of the one that I used because the Rhino 1.0 axles are obsolete, so they don't make parts for them anymore. But there's nothing wrong with it. I haven't had any issues. So I know the KRX, well, that's really fun to drive, but around the neighborhood, this is way better because the rear end unlocks. I'm not scrubbing the tires. And besides, my kids love driving around, and we pull up next to the golf carts and we just get to look down on them. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and until next time.